Welcome to episode number 302, where I'm covering Ayurvedic herbs for the mind. I'm talking about Brahmi, Gotu, kola, Shankhapushpi, and Ashwaghandha. And I also talk about Ayurvedic teachings on plant energetics and plant consciousness. Please stay tuned. Hi there, I'm your host Colette, and on this podcast I will be sharing the teachings of Ayurveda, yoga, and holistic health practices. Now, if you're new to Ayurveda, I recommend checking out the first couple of episodes where I do an introduction to Ayurveda and the mind-body types. Thanks for listening, and now here's a new episode. This episode is sponsored by Kerala Ayurveda. Meditation, pranayama, and a sattvic diet are great ways to find mental balance, but sometimes we all need a little extra help. Kerala Ayurveda offers a wide range of herbal supplements specifically designed to balance mood, reduce stress, and enhance focus, memory, and mental clarity. Every herb and formulation used in the creation of their supplements is grown and ethically harvested according to the ancient Ayurvedic tradition, ensuring the highest quality and effectiveness. Visit keralaayurveda.us/store to explore the range of herbal supplements and start your journey to inner calm today. And use the code ELEMENTS10 KA for 10% off your first order. Check out the link in the show notes for all the details. Hey there, it's Colette for a solo episode, and in this episode I'm going to dive into some Ayurvedic herbs that are beneficial for rejuvenating the mind and pacifying the nervous system. Of course, in our world today, our nervous system is really activated, and it's something that we all have to contend with all the time, as there's so much sensory stimulation going on, and it really impacts our nervous system and our mental health. And we know that a good foundation of daily dinacharya, self-care practices, a supportive diet for our constitution, and a pacifying lifestyle can really prevent overactivation of our nervous system and our mind. And there are certain times of the year where we need to pay particular attention, and that's during the transition of the seasons, which is coming up very soon, as our body is vulnerable during this time due to the change in weather conditions and the accumulation of doshas and perhaps an accumulation of toxins or ama in the body. Now, Ayurveda recommends cleansing during the joint of the seasons, this transition of the seasons, to support our body and prevent imbalances due to the accumulation of this doshas or the toxins, which can affect our physical and mental health and compromise our immune system, which can result in seasonal sickness. And by the way, my next discounted group cleanse starts October 6th, and I'll put that link in the show notes. And I also have a competition going on right now until the end of August. The competition is for a free entry into the discounted cleanse. I'll talk about that later in this episode because I want to get on with the information. But you can also find that information in the show notes and enter the competition, and you might win a free entry into this upcoming discounted group cleanse starting October 6th. Okay, I'll talk more about that later. So let's move on with this episode on herbs for the mind. Now, during times of stress, whether that's stress due to the change of seasons or life stress, emotional stress, but during these times, all the systems of our body are feeling this stress, whether it's our immune system, digestive system, hormonal, elimination, our sleep cycle, etc. It's all affected. And Ayurveda, as I said, has these wonderful dinacharya, this daily self-care practices and cleansing rituals to help us maintain balance and prevent aggravations. And there are also great rejuvenating herbs to help boost the body and in particular the mind. And today I'm going to look at Brahmi, Gotu, kola, Shankhapushpi, and Ashwagandha. And before I jump into the detail on all these herbs, I just want to remind you of the importance of getting professional advice before taking any herbs. As you will hear lots of benefits listed here, and the herb may sound really great and you may think, I'm just going to buy it and add it to my daily life. However, there are a lot of factors that go into choosing the right herbs. And just some of the considerations taken by an Ayurvedic professional before they recommend any herbs for you are the status of ama or toxins in your body, the status of your Agni, your digestive fire, the status of your doshas, and the status of your Srotas or channels in your body. And if you're a regular listener, you know I've just completed a whole series on the Srotas, the channels of the body. So you can see that there are numerous considerations that must be taken before deciding on the right herb or herbs for your doshic makeup and current health status. And if you take the wrong herb for you, it may lead you down a path to imbalance. So please seek out professional advice before taking any herbs. Okay, with that said, let's begin. And I want to begin with an explanation of the profound understanding Ayurveda has on plant medicine. Ayurveda teaches us that plants possess a form of consciousness, and plant energetics are very subtle and are affected by the following 5 factors. So the energetics of plants are affected by the Panchamahabhutas, or the elemental composition. That is the amount of the elements in their makeup. The amount of space, air, fire, water, and earth. Don't forget that everything in the natural world is made up of the Panchamahabhutas, the 5 elements of nature. Then there's kala, which is time or season. What time the plant is harvested, what part of the plant is used, and when it's used. Ayurveda gives guidelines on how to harvest plants, in what season, even what time of day, and in certain cases, in certain moon cycles. Then there's direction. Where the plant is grown brings certain energetics to the plants. This has an impact on its therapeutic benefits. So what direction the plant is growing in is important. Another factor is the mind. To make a herb truly effective for healing, the mind of the person harvesting the plant, in the production of the plant, the Ayurvedic practitioner, and the rogi can determine its effectiveness. That's why it's really important for a rogi to be an integral part of their healing and understanding what herbs they're taking and why. With this education and understanding, the rogi is becoming their own healer. So it's really important for the rogi to be educated what they're taking, why they're taking it, and what the effect it's going to have on the body. And the final factor is soul, plant consciousness. Ayurvedic texts give guidance on how to do harvesting rituals and to seek permission and blessings from the plants. These rituals have an impact on the healing potential of the plant. Ayurveda teaches us that the plant is happy to sacrifice itself and that being part of the healing process is its dharma. Now, this cannot be replicated in any laboratory, and there are studies which show that synthetically produced herbs or supplements do not have the same healing potential as the natural plant, as it's not one component of the plant itself, but a combination of the energetics in the plant, when and where it was grown, and the plant consciousness that is resulting in the healing power of this medicine from nature. And we can never measure nature's intelligence, but we need to respect it. This deep understanding of our connection to nature and nature's consciousness is what we are missing in our world today. And this is why it's so important to spread this wisdom of Ayurveda. And of course, this understanding and connection to nature exists in other indigenous cultures also. And the popularity and rise of Ayurveda in the world today is helping us all to reconnect. It's helping us to understand, to respect, and to connect with nature, which will help us heal not only ourselves, but our planet as well. Okay, so let's move into the first herb I want to talk about today, which is Brahmi. Brahmi, which is also known as bacopa monniera, is a herb with oval leaves and a small white-purple flower and grows in wet, marshy land. The Sanskrit word Brahmi means the energy of Brahman. Brahman is the Hindu name given to universal consciousness, and Lord Brahma in Hindu mythology is the Lord of knowledge, the divinity responsible for all of the creative forces in the world. It is believed that if you consume Brahmi, you are blessed by Lord Brahma with mind-enhancing benefits. Brahmi has been used for centuries and is a well-known nootropic, which means that it supports and can improve cognitive health. So let's take a look at the energetics of Brahmi. The rasa or taste of Brahmi is considered bitter and sweet. The virya or energy is cooling. The vipak or post-digestive effect is sweet. The guna or quality is light. And the effect on the doshas, well, Brahmi is reducing for all three doshas, however, can increase the vata dosha in excess. It's rejuvenating for pitta and particularly enhances the subdosha sadhaka pitta, which is present in the gray matter of the brain and the heart. Sadhaka pitta is responsible for the digestion of emotions and life experiences, understanding and comprehension, which is important in enriching consciousness. And the effect Brahmi has on the dhatus or tissues, well, it's beneficial for all tissues, especially plasma, blood, and the nerve tissue. And Brahmi has an affinity for the following channels: the digestive, the nervous, the excretory, and the circulatory channels. So let's take a deeper look at the benefits of Brahmi. Brahmi is a brain tonic, enhancing cognition, concentration, and memory. It's also effective in any conditions affecting Maja Dhatu. As I mentioned earlier, it has an affinity for the nerve tissue. It's used in cases of ADHD, autism, epilepsy, dementia, depression, and drug addiction. As a rasayana, a rejuvenating herb for the nervous system, it helps in circumstances of vata aggravation, conditions like exhaustion, burnout, stress, and insomnia. Rasayanas improve the quality of the cells and tissues, increasing longevity. And Brahmi is considered an anuloma, which means that it helps vata to flow in the correct direction. It's also a heart tonic, calming the heart and recommended for heart disease. It has a cooling effect on the urinary system and helpful in cystitis conditions, relieving pitta aggravation. Brahmi improves liver function and supports detoxification. It alleviates skin conditions which have an underlying nervous imbalance, and it has anti-aging properties to help promote cell regeneration and collagen production. Externally, Brahmi can be used in the form of a medicated oil for joint pain, headaches, and encourages hair growth by strengthening the hair roots. Brahmi is a herb which promotes the sattva quality of peace, clarity, and balance in the body and mind. And with this increase in sattva, a person will experience greater awareness, increase clarity, and make better decisions regards their health and well-being, which is of great benefit on the journey of self-realization. Now, Brahmi is a potent nervine and useful for rebuilding from fatigue, general weakness, and nervous exhaustion caused by excess vata dosha. I'm going to jump in here to tell you some very exciting news. I'm finally hosting a Ayurveda rejuvenation retreat in Bali with Dr. Sujata from Amrita Siddhi Ayurvedic Clinic. That's where I worked from 2014 to 2015. And finally, after all these years of talking about it, we're going to do a retreat together. The dates are December 4th to 10th,
2023. It's an all-inclusive retreat. You'll get consultations, Ayurvedic medicines, treatments, Ayurvedic food, and you'll be in this beautiful healing cocoon of Immerta City Ayurvedic Clinic. You can check out the video and all the details on my website, elementshealingandwellbeing.com. Just click on the link in the show notes or visit my website and click on the events tab. And I hope to see you in Bali in December.
So that's Brahmi. Amazing benefits and really interesting to see the different qualities. And now I want to move on to Gotu kola, which is similar but has subtle differences. And Gotu kola also supports brain function and is often confused with Brahmi. Gotu kola is also known as mandukaparni, and the name has been derived from the Sanskrit, which means the leaf that resembles the feet of a frog, and it's grown along rivers. The leaf, which is fan-shaped, is also said to resemble the cerebellum, which gives a hint to this herb's mind-enhancing properties. So let's take a look at the energetics of Gotu kola. Well, the rasa or taste is bitter, astringent, and sweet. The virya or energy is cooling. The vipak or post-digestive effect is sweet. The guna or qualities are dry and light. And the effect on the doshas, it's tridoshic, but primarily pacifying for kapha and pitta. The effect on the dhatus or tissues, it's beneficial for the plasma, blood, muscle, fat, bone, and nerve tissues. And it has an affinity for the nervous, circulatory, and digestive channels. And the benefits of Gotu kola are it improves concentration, memory, promotes intellect by nourishing sadhaka pitta and maja dhatu, the nerve tissue, protecting the brain and slowing the effects of aging on the brain. It reduces oxidative stress, which can result in Alzheimer's disease. It also has been shown to reduce seizures and convulsions. It has antidepressant properties, increasing dopamine levels in the brain. Gotu kola is also great for any conditions affecting the nervous system, like stress, anxiety, mental fatigue, insomnia, depression, memory loss. And recent studies have shown that Gotu kola has the ability to create new nerve cells. It also has an affinity for the skin with its anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties, which can be beneficial in many skin conditions like acne, rashes, eczema, and psoriasis. It also possesses antibacterial, antifungal, and wound healing properties. Gotu kola purifies the blood, protects the liver, and rejuvenates pitta, which can help in the management of gastric ulcers. With its anti-inflammatory properties, it's also used for joint conditions like arthritis, gout, and joint inflammation. Now, as you can see, Gotu kola has similar properties and benefits to Brahmi or bacopa monniera. However, there are subtle differences, and Gotu kola is slightly more cooling, and so it's best for pitta burnout, and it's considered to be a pitta rasayana, a rejuvenating herb for pitta in particular. Whereas Brahmi, as I said earlier, is a potent nervine and useful for rebuilding from fatigue, general weakness, and nervous exhaustion, which is caused by excess vata dosha. Okay, the next herb I want to cover is Shankhapushpi, and it's a Sanskrit word meaning the plant with flowers shaped like a conch shell, which are blue or white in color. And Shankhapushpi is considered as a media rasayana, meaning a herb which rejuvenates, maintains, and improves intellect and memory. It also helps to calm the nervous system, relieving stress and anxiety. So looking at the energetics of Shankhapushpi, the rasa or taste is bitter, pungent, and astringent. The virya or energy is cooling. The vipak or post-digestive effect is sweet. The guna or qualities are unctuous and light. The effect on the doshas are its balancing for all three, vata, kapha, and pitta. And the effect on the dhatus or tissues is beneficial for plasma, nerve, and reproductive tissues. And it has an affinity towards the nervous, mental, excretory, and reproductive channels or srotas of the body. So the benefits of Shankhapushpi in detail, as I mentioned previously, it's considered a media rasayana, a brain tonic, rejuvenating the brain and promoting intellectual capacity. It's also a rejuvenative, especially for Majadhatu, the nerve tissue, and is beneficial in disorders of the nervous system. And studies have shown that Shankhapushpi reduces the cortisol levels and combats stress, and it soothes the nervous system and is extremely effective in tackling insomnia. It also rejuvenates Doshas Srotas, the channel of the mind, which I just discussed recently in detail in episode number 300, but it supports the integrity and the functioning of the mind channel. It's beneficial for a nervous stomach when the digestion is affected by stress by increasing the blood flow and increasing the strength of the digestive fire or Agni. And Shankhapushpi imparts a glow to the skin and penetrates and nourishes all the layers of the skin. Its astringent quality is really beneficial in wound healing, meaning it dries up the wound. And with its rejuvenating properties, it can support skin from the effects of aging. Shankhapushpi has an affinity for the reproductive tissue and can enhance fertility in both men and women. So that's the benefits of Shankhapushpi. And finally, we're going to take a look at Ashwagandha. And I know you're all familiar with this one, as it has had its moment in the spotlight for quite some time now. It's everywhere, right? And it's really important on this one, which there's ashwagandha seems to be put in everything these days, but it's really important to understand the energetics and the qualities to make sure it's right for you. So let's go into detail on ashwagandha, and its Sanskrit means the smell of a horse, referring to the smell of this shrub, where it's the root that are most commonly used, and it's a well-known adaptogen, helping the body to respond to stress and fatigue, which is why it's so popular today. And in fact, it's considered to be a rejuvenating tonic and a sedative at the same time. So nourishing an overstimulated nervous system and providing a grounding calm. So let's take a look at the energetics of ashwagandha. The rasa or taste is bitter, astringent, and sweet. The virya or energy is heating, and the vipak or post-digestive effect is sweet. The guna or qualities are light and unctuous, and the effect on the doshas, vata, kapha, pacifying, and pitta, aggravating. The effect on the dhatus or tissues, well, it's beneficial for the blood, muscle, fat, bone, nerve, and reproductive tissues, and it has affinity for the reproductive, nervous, and respiratory channels. So the benefits of ashwagandha in detail, what it has an affinity for the Majadhatu or the nervous tissue and regulates the movement of Vyana Vayu, the subdosha vata in the heart. Ashwagandha reduces stress and anxiety by calming the cortisol levels in the body, cortisol being the stress hormone, and pacifies an overactive nervous system, promoting calm and sleep. Ashwagandha promotes the intellect, strengthens cognitive ability, and improves memory recall. It also increases strength of the muscle tissue and reduces inflammation. And it's considered to be a rejuvenative for mamsa dhatu, the muscle tissue, and increases stamina. It enhances sexual libido of men and women with its rejuvenating effect on shukra dhatu, the reproductive tissue. It increases sperm production and is beneficial as a tonic for the uterine muscles. And ashwagandha strengthens a weakened immune system and rejuvenates the system, promoting longevity. It also prevents follicular damage and hair loss by lowering stress and anxiety, promotes healthy skin due to its strong antioxidant content, imparting a youthful appearance, and it supports thyroid function and regulates thyroid activity. And it's really beneficial in lung conditions with a vata kapha aggravation like asthma, cough, or allergies. So there you go. There are all the benefits of ashwagandha. So many benefits there. And it can be really tempting to go out and purchase these herbs after hearing the list of benefits. But please take into account my advice given earlier of seeking professional guidance beforehand, not only to see if it's appropriate for your particular constitution, for your current health status or Vikruti, but also advice on when and how long you should take it for. As a herb may be beneficial in one season or for a particular amount of time, but may not be appropriate in another season as our doshas are affected by the seasonal shifts. So please get professional advice. And talking about seasonal shifts, don't forget I have my discounted group digestive reset cleanse starting October 6th, and I'm currently running a competition in celebration of the 6th anniversary of the podcast, which just happened on August 17th. I'm running a competition to win a free entry into the cleanse. So check out the link in the show notes or visit my website, elementshealingandwellbeing.com. Go to the events page and you can enter the competition there, and it's open until August 31st. 2023, and I'll announce the winner on September 1st. That gives you plenty of time to schedule your 90-minute consultation with me before the cleanse starts on October 6th. So please check out the competition and good luck. And also check out my other online services. I offer online consultations where I put together a strategy for your diet, lifestyle, self-care, mindfulness practices, help you maintain balance and prevent illness. And of course, I will address any current imbalances and, if necessary, help you understand what herbs are best for you. And if the October 6th group cleanse doesn't work for your schedule, you can choose a private cleanse and book your own dates. It's the same structure. You just have me one-on-one for support. And I also have my educational program, Daily Habits for Holistic Health. It's a 28-day online self-paced program with the objective to help you live in tune with the circadian rhythm and educates you on how to become your own healer. So that's a great program if you just want to study by yourself and in your own time. And if you have any questions before you book any of my services, please take advantage of my free 15-minute online services inquiry call, and we can hop on Zoom and I can answer all of your questions. Okay, I hope you found this information today on the Ayurvedic herbs for the mind beneficial. If you think that this episode will be beneficial to family or friends, please share it with them so we can get this information out there. And if you haven't already subscribed or followed the podcast, please do so the new episodes will automatically download for you. And if you would like to rate and review the podcast, if you're getting a lot of benefit from this information, I'd really appreciate a review. And this will help others find this information. We can spread this amazing wisdom of Ayurveda, which is helping our world to heal itself, heal people and the world, and reconnect us to nature. And also you can follow me on social media, on Facebook under Elements Healing and Wellbeing, and on my new Instagram page, Elements of Ayurveda Podcast. I appreciate your support, and until next time, take good care of yourself, be well, and bye for now. Slán go fóill.